Good afternoon, LEC community. It's me again, Ivan Ramirez, bringing you another nominee for the LEC Latinx Educator of the Year. I'm here with Lemus. How are you?
Good, good. How are you?
Good, good. It was a good day, busy day. It was nice. So I took the chance just to go walk around the neighborhood for a little while. Yeah, yeah. How was
Good.
yours?
Yes, no, indeed. It's definitely nice to enjoy some sun. It's a little bit cloudy today, but we're glad that things are warming up so we can get outside a little bit.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, we are here to spotlight you as an educator of the year. I know you are a music teacher, so I'm excited to learn a little bit about your history, about your journey. So tell our audience about you, your story, and your journey.
yeah, so I was born in Gravette, Arkansas. I am mixed between two families. Half of my mom's side is from Mexico, and my dad's side is from Honduras, Central America, which I think is a good mix because I get the best of both tamales, you know.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
But yeah, we grew up in a small town, Neosho, Missouri. When I was young, I always knew I wanted to do something with music. I feel like it just runs in our Latin blood. We hear a good beat and we want to move. And that's ever since I was young, I just always knew I wanted to do something with music. I started playing my flute when I was in middle school. And then from there, I feel like that just kind of helped set up my college career and my future. Growing up, we didn't have much, but I really appreciated how this music opportunity was opened many doors for me. I was able to get accepted into Mid American Nazarene University. It's
Yeah.
a private Christian university in Kansas, and they were just so helpful and incredible in helping people of my background, just opening some of those doors. I didn't necessarily know I wanted to do education, but I always thought it was really cool just to be able to share music with people of all ages, and jam out together and just see how music, it's that common language that brings us together. And Before I was able to find my music teaching position at the elementary level, I started out as a para educator just to kind of get a feel of what education was. It was something I really wanted to do. But after working with young kids and a few high schoolers as well, like I said, it was just really exciting. And I got really passionate to see how music is something that everybody enjoys. We're constantly listening to it. And, till this day, I'm still playing my flute with the Kansas City Flute Choir. And I get to see kids grow up and I get to share music with people from all over the place and all over the world. And so here I am now teaching kindergarten through sixth grade music and even elementary. And I'm having a blast.
Yeah, there's a lot there with music. I'm interested on how do you bring culture and how do you bring culture into the music classroom? I say that because sometimes we only learn about certain people instead of that are have been in music important. But how do you bring other voices into the mix?
Yeah. So I think one of the cool parts about being mixed, Hispanic Latino, but also growing up in the US is you get to listen to a variety and be exposed to a wide range of music, all the way from Selena to classical Beethoven. And, I just feel like I really got exposed to a lot of songs within my culture and outside in American culture as well. And honestly, I try to stay up to date with what the kids are listening to. I like to think that I'm the teacher, but at the same time, I learn just as much from my students. They're constantly keeping me up to date with what's new. And I always ask the kids, hey, what are you listening to? Like, oh, and this kid will be like, oh, well, in my house, we listen to norteñas. But, some other kids like, well, we listen to country and Luke Bryan. And some other kids might listen to rock. And I kind of just let them implement that into and kind of help guide me as to what I want to teach. But yeah, and I bring what I've also grown up listening to. Like I said, growing up with multiple cultures and being exposed to this, I feel like we're able to connect in that aspect and share all of our
Mhm.
um, rhythms that we enjoy from different parts.
I feel like nowadays I've seen more where music genres mix and different singers, different styles are mixed. And so really, really lucky to be living in this time where you can hear, I don't know, bachata and then cumbia at the same time, or bachata and corridos tumbados at the same time. So
Yes,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
for sure. There's lots of crossover, and the kids, like I said, they're still educating me to these other things that I didn't know would be possible. So it's really cool.
Yeah, yeah. So this is what one of your nominators said, and I'm going to read it to you and just get your reaction. So it says, Mr. Lemus' leadership and dedication to student success were highlighted during our Nieman Elementary Family Heritage Night for the past 2 years. In 2022, he led our Nieman Student Choir as they performed a beautiful rendition of Prince Royce Stand By Me, an updated version of the 1962 classic with bachata rhythms and bachata choreography. Oh, okay. In 2023, he led the school choir with a performance of Burrito Sabanero, of course, for our school's Heritage Night and provided the opportunity for our choir to. Oh, I cut that off. I cut that off. But yes, how does that make you feel? How does it make you feel to be nominated?
It actually feels really nice. I feel like oftentimes people just kind of see me as the music teacher, the entertainer. Oh, all they do is just have fun. And yes, we do have fun, but the cool part is kind of like you said, is we get to bring these blends of cultures together in my classroom, and it's really fun. If I'm being honest, it's a privilege to be selected. It really is affirming to see that the work that I'm doing isn't in vain, but that it's going somewhere. It makes me proud of myself, and it's honestly motivating me to keep working and seeking these new opportunities for kids to learn about other cultures, but also embrace their own and bring it into the classroom and share stuff that they're listening to at home. And it's really cool when you hear kids like, oh, for Christmas we do this, but then they also get to hear from other students, this is what traditions we do in our household, and these are the typical songs we sing in
Yeah.
our houses too. So but yeah, it's honestly encouraging me to find more ways to keep exciting students and people to sing
What
music.
What has been the parents' reaction to seeing, yeah, Burrito Sabanero or Stand By Me sing in Spanish at the school?
Yeah, I think just like me, there's an overflow of emotions. I mean, I talk to parents like, oh my God, I never thought that we would be singing this at this school.
Yeah.
I mean, growing up too, I went to a predominantly white school, which isn't a bad thing. It's wonderful. But I think it's cool for the parents to see that I notice their kids and that their music is also an asset to the classroom and to their school environment. But I just love to see their faces. I've watched recordings where some of them cry, some of them sing along, and I think that's my favorite part is when I turn around and I stop conducting and just take a step back and see that everybody's singing with them. Everybody just kind of becomes on like, wow, this is actually happening.
Yeah,
So
yeah. No, you're creating those conditions and making them feel like they belong to the school. So
yes.
you're a great, yeah, great asset to the school. We're near the end, but one of the questions that we have been asking is, why do you think representation matters in the classroom?
Um, to me, the biggest thing is I think speaking up for people who might be afraid to speak out or people who might not have a voice, and also showing that we're not just a statistic. Like I said, I went to a school where a lot of my culture just wasn't present. It's just where my parents were able to get a job and grow up. But it's cool for the students and like myself to see that we're capable of success, that we don't just have to be in these factory jobs or in certain positions that we've always known, but we can break this chain, that we can be educators, we can be officers, we can be nurses and doctors. We're present in everywhere. We don't just stop at certain points, and just because we're a certain race or we come from certain parts does not limit our abilities and what we're capable of achieving.
Yeah.
So
No, thank you for that. You are a great example. Also, earlier you said that you started as a para, so that's to people listening. There's many ways to get into education, and then yeah, you're right. There's not just one way. So I
mhm.
appreciate that you are an example to those that are thinking of getting into education or not. But there's ways that even if you pass college or you're in a different area working, then you can also, yeah, become a teacher. So we're glad, yeah, you're making a difference in the music classroom. So we're happy for that. What keeps you going?
If I'm being honest, it's my students. Like at the heart, it is my students. And I have a very supportive staff, and I think I have a very supportive community. And I think we've learned to embrace each other. Um, but my students, there's nothing better than seeing kids leave all their cares in the world and be able to express themselves in ways that words can't, just dance, and learn other languages through music. I mean, they're learning about food, history, traditions, and other things. And I think that's what drives. Is just seeing how the kids connect with one another, seeing themselves bring their part of themselves into the classroom, and seeing. I don't know. I just can't wait to see, I guess, where these kids go with what the seeds we've planted. So at the end, I think my students are my drive.
Yeah. If your students were here listening, what would you want to say to them? Anything?
Don't give up. Even if you don't know what to do, if you don't understand, like, aim for the stars. There is nothing you can't achieve. And if there's a boundary or obstacle, we can overcome it. There's always questions to ask. There's always people to go. There's always a way to get where you want to. So
Yeah.
I guess as we say in our culture, si se puede.
Si se puede. Yes. Well, thank you for spending time with us and sharing a little bit about your story. We wish you the best luck, and then that the LEC is here to support you along the way. If you ever need anything, any last words that you have before we end the conversation?
Just thank you for this privilege and just giving me this affirmation that our work doesn't go unnoticed, and we're making a change and a difference in the world. So thank you guys and everybody.
Okay, we'll see you later, LEC community, as we continue to highlight different educators. Hasta luego. Bye.
Bye.
It was like us in the way. We're sitting there like in the arena in Las Vegas.
When I started this LEC community,